Yeah, go ahead. Tell us about going to school.
Well, I told that old story about school, but back in them days, there was, right back in the woods, there was a lot of old farms. A lot of them left out in the early 1800s, like the old Jake Zirkle and Regesters and, oh God, so many Layman's and McCauley's had farms back in there back here. And they're all gone back here.
Mm-hmm. What about your school days?
Well, I didn't get to go to school much. I went to first to sixth grade in school. First I got, and like I say, there wasn't no bus run out the old Wardy Road back in them times, or even the other way. We walked every place we went. Then in I bought my first car in 1935. I had an 1935 Plymouth. All right, I'd poured right through that old Middle Fork River to take it up that hill to the old log house. Then my brother had a 1933 Plymouth two-door. And that's where after we started making a little money, so we buy one food for anything.
What about this good-looking woman you married to? Where'd you meet her at?
I was around with her there for quite a while after she'd had me. She said, I reckon.
So what'd you say, Mom?
She's given me heck ever since.
Well, you know something? You know what Grandpa told me one time?
Yeah.
He said, when I married Reddy, she said, sweet, I could eat her. He said, about 7 days, I wished I had her.
That's Dad for you, for sure. I'll tell you.
How many years you been married?
We worked 7 days a week. I'll tell you something that hurt us a lot back when we were boys. Dad raised an awful lot of wheat, and maybe 25 acres of corn and oats and all that stuff. All right, on the 4th day of July, we'd planned to go swimming with all those girls and take our lunch, you know. And Dad'd make it his business to go to that wheat field early in the morning and come back and boys would go to cut wheat today. I mean, the blood would leave our body. And we had the daughter, we wouldn't have stayed there. He wouldn't have kept it. Yeah, she probably won't work on you, ain't putting the foot under my table. So that's the way it was then.
Ask him how many years he's been married.
Ask him.
Dad, how many years you been married?
Around 66, I think. Maybe 67.
Pretty close.
67 years with one woman.
You want me to send her a sympathy card, or?
Oh, you might as well, because I can't do nothing.
Okay. Now, tell us, Dad, about...
She's old, she thinks she's young there, Freddie. Now I begin to admit I'm already old.
Now, tell us about going...
I can tell you a lot of stories.
Tell us about going back and forth to school.
Oh, God, we had 2 miles or better to go to school, to a little schoolhouse, a one-room schoolhouse, they called Laurel Point, right down on the creek. Now, this is right down on the creek, Laurel Point. And there's Laurel along that road, clear through their old home place back when we were boys, and a lot of them died out today. But we walked 2 miles to school and back, 4 miles a day, be 2 miles. And Dad, the only thing he'd buy us to go to school with was an old pair of bibbed overalls and those slop-top gum boots. And if the bridge would wash out, we could wait the water to come home. That's the way it was back then, Freddie.
And how many times did you have to cross the river?
Oh God, I think it's about the creek run through here like you followed a black snake. Just around the same creek you passed probably across maybe 3 times. Then you come to, more than that, 4 times or 5. And then you come to Hanging Run, it was one close to the old homestead. And it would be the one that'd be the fullest. It all of them dumped into the Middle Fork River.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, old Middle Fork. But when we was boys, we'd get time of the evening to go fishing, or swimming, but that old 4th of July would take the steam all out of it.
Did you ever go skinny dipping?
Well, yes, I had my pants ripped off of them.
Mom, did you do that?
That's Carl Everett and a bunch of us. Mom said, pick blackberries. Wib, and I don't know who all, I reckon all of it.
That's where you met
They
me?
stripped my pants
They
off.
stripped
with
these
my
pants
old
off.
dark pants. They did, that's the truth.
Oh.
And when we filled a war stub full of blackbirds and bring them to the house tank maybe to get a quit, Mama jumped out in another tub and sent us back to Philadelphia. But that's the way she was, Freddie.